These are 5 AI tools that have saved us hundreds of hours of video editing on our YouTube videos. And the very last one in this video, Nate uses in every single video that he edits for Think Media. So tell us the first one, Nate. What's a great tool that we can use?
So the first AI tool on our list is CapCut, which actually is a video editor, and there's a bunch of AI tools within that. There's a really cool feature called AI Background Remover. So if you wanted to put some cool text behind you as a subject, if you want to do this before using this tool, you have to manually draw and cut yourself out, which is so tedious and takes, hours just to do that. But with AI Background Remover, it's one click of a button.
Another really cool one is video upscale. So if you do have some footage that maybe is like old footage and you want to blow it up, make it 4K, make it a little bit more high definition, you can also do that. And a lot of these tools are free. Some of these might be on the paid pro version, but there's actually a ton of free AI tools within CapCut. There's a ton of options you can do where it actually uses AI to do a dolly zoom in.
So it's actually creating like a 3D effect within the photo.
It creates 3D effects.
Nice.
There's a ton of cool options in there for photos to like bring them to life for video. And it's literally, you click it once, you just let it load. It generates the background and it's really, really cool. You can even actually stretch out your photos so you can kind of see beyond what you even shot in the first place. So a lot of these AI tools that people are used to using, they've brought it into the video editor, which I think is really cool because it saves you time from like using all these different AI apps. And so they've just kind of like brought them into your video editor, which is really, really cool.
And one tool that you were showing me is a skin smoothing effect. So if you maybe forgot to put on makeup or something and you want to look a little bit more presentable in front of the camera, there's a lot of cool adjustments, brightening up your teeth. All those things are so easy to do inside CapCut.
It's crazy because like, yeah, those would be so hard to do. And so they made it really easy and it actually works really, really well with the face tracking.
I've been
and
so
all
impressed
of that.
with just what you showed me. It's not glitchy at all. It looks really impressive.
Yeah, a lot of cool AI tools just within CapCut. And another one, and there's probably even more that we could get into, but like another one is the reframing. So if you have like a YouTube video, you want to turn it into a YouTube short, all you have to do is reframe it and it will like track you as you move left and right with your face so that you stay in that vertical frame, and then you can add in auto captions and do all of that really easily. And so those are some of my favorite AI tools within CapCut, and they're constantly coming out with new ones, and definitely worth checking out, especially just with the free version. There's a lot you can do in there.
So the second AI tool on our list has actually saved my bacon a few times, and that is Adobe Podcast Enhance. So one of the things that is really hard to fix is terrible audio. And for YouTube, you need to have at least good audio or else the video is just not watchable. So right now, I actually have my phone recording on the table, just using the built-in iPhone microphone. And this is what it sounds like just straight up. And now if I turn on Adobe Podcast Enhance,
it sounds more like a professional podcast microphone, more similar to what we're just using right now. But this does truly save your audio if you have really rough audio and there's just no way of fixing it.
For instance, we had a podcast with Patrick Bet-David, and they were on a jet, so it was really noisy and they had some audio issues. I was able to export out all the audio as an MP3, upload it to Adobe Podcast, and a few minutes later, it'd spit it back out. I would download it, resync up the audio, and it sounds, it's usable. So I do a few EQ things in post just to kind of make it sound even better, but it is so useful in those few times where you just have crappy audio. It's just been a lifesaver.
Now, the third tool on our list that has saved us a ton of time is Opus. And this is kind of like a video editor that works for you where you don't have to do anything. It just starts editing your video. So what it does specifically is it'll take a long form piece of content or even a video like this, talking head videos, it works great. All you have to do is just put that video into Opus, you select a few buttons, and then you let it load out. And it basically finds the most viral moments from the talking piece, the podcast, or the talking head video. And then it puts on captions for you, even gives you a title and description. So it does like 95% of the work. Sometimes what I like to do to get the best results is use that as my foundation, and I go through and watch them. And one thing to note though on Opus is it will give you like a virality score at the top. And that's not always like what I would think is the best clip. Sometimes if you go like 6, 7, because it'll give you like 20 videos sometimes, but like 7 videos down, there's like a really good clip here that I'm like, oh, that would do well on YouTube. So still go through them, watch them. Then I like to download them. And then if there is a moment in that short that feels a little bit repetitive or boring, I'll also cut that out. But like this gets me 95% of the way there, and it'll give you a ton of shorts ready to go. So ultimately this just saves us hours. And especially if you're starting out on YouTube and you want to utilize shorts, or even you just want to utilize this on Instagram or TikTok to let more people know that you are posting YouTube videos, this is a great tool for video editors.
So the fourth AI tool on this list is great if you have a podcast, and that is video.ai. And Nolan, we actually have been using this for a secret Think Media Clips channel. Talk more about that.
Yeah, so we have Think Clips, which basically are long form, anywhere from like 2 to 8, maybe 10 plus minute clips from our long form podcasts, from long form interviews or talking head videos. And this does the entire editing job for us.
So rather than hiring an editor to go in and search for things, this basically does it automatically.
Exactly. So I maybe spend 15, 20 minutes going through these clips, but I upload the video to video.ai, and then it takes the entire video and it pulls out the best moments. So whether it's like a 2-minute clip or a 5, 10-minute clip, it will then give me a great title, and I can just go through, I can read through all the topics, all the titles, and I basically don't even have to watch the podcast. So let's say Sean uploads a podcast tomorrow. Instead of me watching an hour-long podcast and trying to find the best moments, I don't do that anymore. I just have to copy the link, put it into video.ai. It's then going to take every single second from 0 seconds to the very end. It's then going to chapter and section it out with YouTube titles. All I got to do is read the YouTube titles and go, that one's really interesting. Let me watch it. It will add in, subtitles if we want to, but we just leave it blank. I'll then export that, upload it to the Think Clips channel. We just get a thumbnail made, maybe dial in the title, and then it's good to go. But this does most of the work for you.
So am I out of a job potentially?
Yes. Hey, real quick, I want to shout out today's sponsor, video.ai. Video.ai is a tool where you can upload your long form videos or podcasts, and it will automatically chop it up for you to repurpose into shorts and clips with customizable animated captions and brand kits. My favorite way to use this tool is for finding podcast clips that we can upload to our YouTube channel. I simply upload a video, and then it breaks down the entire conversation so that I can skim through the topics to find something that would make a great clip. This saves me a ton of time, so I don't have to rewatch the entire podcast looking for good clips. From here, all I need to do is edit it how I would like, export it, and then upload it to our YouTube channel. Now, if you want to give it a try, check out the link in the description of this video. Now, number 5, I know it's probably your favorite because you use this on every single video. So explain this tool does.
So a big part of my job is just taking a conversation like this or a talking head video and just cutting it down. So, sometimes during this conversation, we're going to mess up and, have to cut things out. What if an AI tool could do this for you? There is, which is amazing. It's called Gling.ai. And basically, I take the A-roll clip that we filmed, our talking head video, upload it. It's going to process for a few minutes, but then is going to list everything out kind of like a Word document. And from there, I can go in and highlight and cut and remove things. But automatically what it's going to do is going to find the best takes that you've used and cut everything else. So if you recorded a take and it took you 7 times to get it right, it'll cut out all the other 6 ones and just give me the best ones. Now, I do have to do a little bit of finessing going in there and removing stuff that maybe is not needed. And the great thing about Gling is, you could export this as an MP4 and just be done with it. Or what you could do is export it to an editor like Premiere, Final Cut, or Resolve. And it basically keeps all your cuts there. So let's say I want to adjust, the timing of each clip. I can actually go into Resolve and I can adjust where the clip ends. So this is super useful for me. I start that as my baseline. Once I kind of cut it out, I know my A-roll's good. I start adding B-roll, music, and it definitely helps ease that process.
If you guys want to learn how to edit better YouTube videos and avoid the top mistakes that most YouTubers make, then click on the screen and check out this conversation I had with our editor, Nate. We'll see you guys in the next video.